Welcome back. So, we're going to be solving the puzzle for Lorena. She wants us to bring her a particular item, but we don't know what it is.
How will I know when I've found it?
It's a secret. The item has special markings, but I won't tell you what they are.
Alright, she won't tell us what the special markings are. In order to solve this puzzle, and I wasn't going to do it, but I am going to do it because I'm going to show you how it actually works. So we've got to go back down to the first floor. Can we actually talk to Malcolm?
Yes, Oliver?
Okay, so there's a few other things.
Why would you do that?
You are being unusually obtuse, Oliver. You should know the answer to that by now.
What did you do to her?
She is a classic paranoid schizophrenic. She suspects all authority figures of plotting against her. Her fears are groundless.
Why did you allow these bizarre treatments?
You know so little of my work. You are hardly in a position to criticize. Nevertheless, I will tell you that we had one of the highest cure rates in the country. That which you regard as bizarre was actually highly effective therapy, though not always for the reasons one would have anticipated.
Yes.
What made me climb into that heat chamber?
The lighter has an evil all its own. You fell under its spell.
I don't believe it.
That is one of the only two logical explanations, Oliver. The other is that you yourself are going insane. Which do you prefer?
I like how he's playing cat and mouse with us, trying to make us think that we're the ones who are crazy. Ha ha ha, you're right. And I'm smoking in the meth lab. So, let's go and... I've lost my train of thought because there's a few things we need to do. Let's go into the elevator. We'll go to the computer first, I think. I mean, we could do a great big circle. I've done that before, doing great big circles, but I don't feel it's necessary. In this case, we'll solve one thing at a time. We'll push it to number 1, and then we'll go to the basement and go to the fever room. Again, this is fair warning, the fever room is pretty dark. There is history behind it. Yes, it's true, some of this history. In fact, I think a lot of it's true. But I have to warn you, it's a pretty messed up room. She says that they bleed her until she feels faint. So I think that would be enough information for anybody to know what we're going to be looking at. When bleeding was actually a thing, and they used to put leeches on people and all sorts of weird stuff. So we can go to the computer. And I think... it doesn't bring it up. I thought it did, for some reason.
Yes, Oliver?
Yes, Lorena. Why am I... There is a way of working it out. I know what it is, the item that she wants. I know how to get the handkerchief. Actually, I think maybe the best course for this is to actually go back downstairs. Because I want to actually show you how to work out that puzzle. I know the answer. It's actually really simple. Because like I said, if you look around the room and you observe stuff, you can actually see that her tea set matches the teapot. And M.M. Malcolm Metcalf, I think the M.M. was actually her name, her real name. But there's a way of finding that out. I think maybe we need to talk to the girl next door to her. She calls this the dungeon. I mean, sure, the woman was delusional. She thought she was Mary, Queen of Scots. But not necessarily that made her crazy. I mean, she just saw the world in a different light. So this room here is the fever room. Yay. They'd give you a fever and then they'd bleed you, or they'd do all sorts of odd things.
I'd offer you a chair, son, but I don't think you'd want it. The name's Nick.
Well, hi, Nick. goodness, this looks pleasant. This whole area looks... This explains the stains outside. This explains a lot of things. Oh boy.
Lancets and scarificators were used to bleed the patients. It was believed that doing so would bring their bodily humors back into balance.
Bull hockey. They did it to keep us weak so we couldn't fight back.
He's probably not lying. Okay, press this button.
Glisters were used by the medical staff to evacuate the bowels of the patients.
That's a polite way of saying they stuck it up your behind and squeezed.
Yes. Yeah, the fever therapy that bleed people and... So, this is malaria. He drew blood from him and injected it into some of the patients. He reported that half of them improved. I don't know. This is probably a time before they realised what blood actually did, blood transfusions. They probably didn't realise the repercussions of bleeding patients and using their blood on other people. Let's talk to Nick. Oh yeah, sit down, that's an option.
Howdy.
Okay.
Were you an inmate?
Yeah, you mean what am I in for? I'm just old is all. I forget things. My wife died, my kids didn't know what to do with me, so I ended up here.
Did they know what it's like in here?
Are you nuts? You think I'd tell them that? They've done the best they could by me. They deserve to get on with their lives. Everybody's gotta die somewhere. I told them old Nick Brennan was doing fine.
Even though they tortured him, he respected his family, and, you know, when it comes to time, all elderly people probably have to be put into a home and be looked after. It's just unfortunate that he was put in a place like this. He didn't want them to suffer, so he thought it'd be better if he just spent the last of his days here. Which is, again, sad.
How did you get by?
The first thing is, don't let them see you cry. They'll think you're depressed and start pouring pills down your throat faster than you can say Jack Robinson.
Any other tips?
Don't turn your back on that Metcalf guy. He talks civilized, but he's got a mean streak a mile wide.
Did they know what they were doing?
Are you kidding? They were shooting in the dark and we were the far wall. They didn't have a clue why people go haywire. Anybody got cured around here, it was because they were desperate to get away from the quacks.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought too. Yay! This is a charming looking area.
That's where they'd catch your blood when they open your vein. You got no idea what it's like to sit there and watch your blood drain out, knowing if the orderly doesn't come back in time, you'll bleed to death.
Charming.
I remember Dr. Metcalf used to keep some kind of key in one of them drawers. I knew it was important, so I made up a way so I wouldn't forget. But all I remember now is the name Mandy Lee. It must have meant something to me at the time, but now I forget what it was.
Mandy Lee, okay. This is where the computer comes in handy. So we'll go up and look up Mandy Lee. You'll find yourself running backwards and forwards to this computer like it's no tomorrow. And preferably end up going just as crazy as everybody else in here. This game will have a way of doing that. So the key will actually lead to, I think an area. I think it's to the safe or something. No, it's to that, that one casket that, that one lady, Mary, Queen of Scots. Again, Mary. Actually, that's probably what I need to look up. Mandy Lee. Go over here. So Mandy Lee will mean something to him. It'll be something significant. Go to the computer. Go Mandy Lee. Okay, so here we go. Nicholas Brennan, nickname Nick. Mandy Lee was his daughter. We have Curtis Lee, we have Riverside Apartment, number 30, New Haven. Senile dementia patient suffer from Alzheimer's disease. And they gave him fever therapy. Yeah, because, you know... Yeah, deceased, natural causes. I'm sure it was. You sure he didn't bleed to death down there? Pretty sure a lot of evil things happen there. Oh. Going to... Oopsie, never mind. We'll go back down and we'll tell him that that's his daughter. I don't know what his daughter has to do with this. It probably had to do with her age at the time period. So we'll go... We'll go back down there. And we'll go to the basement. The dungeon. Gee, I wonder why she called it a dungeon. I was wondering why there's so many stains on the floor, but now I know why. It occurred to me that a lot of blood leaked out of patients down here. Can't say they are for the right reasons, and there's so much blood. What do people do? Collapse down here? Tell him that Mandy Lee is his daughter, and he'll know. What is this room in the back here? This one thing.
It's called a Utica cage. They lock you in there overnight and set it so you can't unbend your legs. If you treated a dog like that, they'd throw you in jail.
That's messed up. Why would they do that? What was the purpose of that? Oi.
They'd strap you in that thing, lower the box over your head, and just leave you there. They'd cut a hole in the seat so you could crap. The women were lucky. They'd pee straight down. But the men pissed all over themselves because they couldn't get their hands free.
Charming. Whoa.
Howdy.
Oh, Mandy Lee was his daughter. Is there a way of telling him that?
I guess that's not the one. You sure you know what you're doing?
Mandy Lee. Was there a way?
They all look kind of the same. You can see how I'd forget, can't you?
There's Mandy Lee. There's something to do with Mandy Lee. 30? Was it a box with number 30 on it?
They all look kind of the same. You can see how I'd forget, can't you?
I can't even see if there's a way of telling now.
They all look kind of the same. You can see how I'd forget, can't you?
Oh, there's so many drawers.
I guess that's not the one. You sure you know what you're doing?
Oh, maybe it's box 30. Dummy. Did I go straight along though? Is the question. We've got 6, 9. 9 and 9 is 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Must be this one.
I guess that's not the one. You sure you know what you're doing?
I thought I knew what I was doing. It depends on which way the drawers go down though. I'm not too sure. I'll have to come back and think about that one.
Yes, Oliver?
We could tell him he's not real again.
I must have set these traps for myself.
It is curious that you never seem to be in so much trouble that you can't get out. It's almost as if it has been managed that way.
Yes, by you, because we're not all completely insane. It's box 30. I know it's box 30.
I guess that's not the one. You sure you know what you're doing?
I have no way of telling though, which is box 30.
I guess that's not the one. You sure you know what you're doing?
So we got 9, 18, 28, 29.
I guess that's not the one. You sure you know what you're doing?
I could have sworn I knew what I was doing, but apparently not. Apparently I don't know what I'm doing. It has to do with Mandy Lee. Maybe I need to have a look at that again. We'll have to look at the computer again. There is something there. I thought number 30 was it, but apparently not. Let's just go and give the teapot back to that one lady. Elevators are a scary place. You're probably gonna see me mess up a little bit. Just because I haven't played in a while. I think I mentioned that. And then I'll suddenly remember. Like I did when I was going downstairs. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm lost. It's like, oh, hang on a minute, I've got to put that in the Steam box. Facepalm. Facepalm moment. This is a good thing about nostalgia and not playing a game for a very long time. If you come back, you find it's like a new game all over again. Says something. Yeah, no, the locket goes there. She was pretty. The locket isn't in the picture though.
It's Florentine leather.
Fancy.
I think that's a mirror. You may be able to use it. Oh, there's these things.
Doesn't look too useful.
We may need them later.
Fancy.
Oh, can we look in the mirror? The mirror will be handy later. If we're allowed to.
Pretty handy for seeing if someone's sneaking up behind you.
Very much so. We'll be able to use this later. Can we back out of this, or do we have to close it? There we go, gotta close it. Okay.
Don't be rude.
I wasn't being rude. I was seeing if there was things that actually help me. We'll give you a teapot back. And she'll say, how do you know that's mine? And yeah, we'll tell her why.
Just 1 minute, young man. How do I know that pot is mine?
It matches your cups and saucers.
Yes, but many pots look the same. There is something special about my coffee pot, and until you can tell me what it is, I refuse to believe you have truly carried out my request.
Okay, do we have to look at it again? I think we have to look at it again. There is a way.
M.M.
We have to read it in here, I think. Is he gonna tell her that it's MM, or do I have to
Just
actually
1
do
minute,
that puzzle?
young man. How do I know that pot is mine?
Okay, I'm not allowed to tell her that it's MM. There is a way of telling, I think. We'll have to talk to the other lady. Next door to her. Open sesame! And in we go. Can we actually talk to her?
It is the bloody Battle of Bannockburn, where Robert the Bruce drove back the English from Scottish soil forever.
Charming. Let's talk to her.
Elizabeth doesn't begin with R.
I forget you are a servant, unschooled in Latin. R is for Regina, which means queen.
Okay, she doesn't have any information on her. Oh, maybe she can go around in a circle, round and round the merry-go-round, where she stops. Nobody knows. There is a way of finding out. Maybe Marilyn knows. We'll talk to Marilyn. Can we go at the door, please? Game's loading. I am playing this game off of a CD, so it's replicating as it would in the 90s. Isn't that amazing? A lot of people love the 90s. They were the heyday. And yet people hate being 90s kids. Well, some people go on about 90s kids. I don't know.
Oh, hello.
Your diary says that Dr. Metcalf used to take you into the utility room. Why?
That's where he would burn the things that belonged to me, the things I cared about. He said it would help make me feel better, but he was lying. He was just being cruel. Everything that was ever precious to me, he put into that furnace.
Including her baby. Jeez. Why did I come in here again? No, she doesn't know. Okay. There are still items here that we need to use.
Thank you for bringing it back to me. Now I can rest in peace.
Well, what peace she has. Oh, we might have to read Lorena's thing again. I might have to actually find out her real last name in order to get the information that we desire. I didn't really want to read too much into this stuff because I knew it takes a while to read it, but apparently I can't skip over things. So this is probably going to be more of a walkthrough than I wanted it to be. So let's have a look. Okay. I need to find out her last name. Need to find out Lorena. Must be a way. There must be something else in her room. There must be something else in her room I'm missing. What am I missing? She's got a glove here.
They are from Paris. The latest fashion. I commissioned it from Henri Latour. His work is exquisite. Of course, I was much younger then.
Oh, as we all are. Oh.
It's a Giuliano original.
The feather will be good for using as a pen. There will be ink.
The inscription reads, Meryl, this should keep you up a few nights. Love, Wendy.
A gift from my sister. Her sense of humor can only be described as macabre.
Her name is Meryl, so now we know at least one initial.
Dickens. I find him wonderfully soporific.
Okay. Meryl, Lorena, maybe? Can we read the plot now? I know we have to look at it in her room.
Malcolm Metcalf?
No. Her name is Meryl. Can we do it on just one name though?
They are part of the set given to me by my mother.
Can I put it on there now,
Just
maybe?
1 minute, young man. How do I know that pot is mine?
Okay. Still can't do that. There must be something else in this room.
It is an early study by Degas.
More books?
I would be lost without my novels of Henry James.
The inscription says, My dear Miss Martin,
Meryl
Earth
Martin.
has not anything to show more fair. Fond regards, Mark Kendall.
I should have been worried from the start. The quotation he selected actually referred to some buildings.
So we now know her initials are M.M. So where's something? Can we put it on
Just
there
1
now?
minute, young man. How do I know that pot is mine?
No, I'm still not allowed to do it. Do I actually have to go to the computer? Or do I have to look at this again?
Malcolm Metcalf?
No, you're still not going to do it. Okay, we got to go to the computer. Can't believe we have to go all the way down to the computer just to do that. That's really annoying. That's really, really annoying. So her name is Meryl Martin. Which makes sense why she would have MM on her coffee cup and coffee pot, I guess. Ugh, I can't believe I actually have to go to the computer to look that up. That's... You can get all the information from the room. Whoop. Not what I wanted to do. Speaking of ink, I think I can get the ink out of, this thing. If it'll let me. There we go, take the makeup. We can use that as ink. As odd as that sounds. So I gotta go to number 1, I gotta put in her name. Off the top of my head, I'm not too sure how Meryl is spelt. Maybe we can just by putting Martin in. So, it might be M-A-R-Y-L maybe? I'm not too sure. We'll find out. Because this game is very fussy. You need to spell the names properly. If you don't, you can mess up easily. So let's put a name in. No, Martin. Nope. Can we go to Martin? No, we can't go and do that. Goodness gracious.
Yes, Oliver?
How do I spell her name? How do I spell her name? Please enter the first and last name of the patient whose records you'd like to view. Can we go Lorena Martin? No. Goodness, what was this? This is annoying. Is it IL maybe? I'm not too sure how they actually spell her name. Okay, it's... Why is your name spelt in such an obscure way just to make it difficult? Okay, Lorena. So, Meryl Martin Kendall. Maple Street, Blackstone, New Hampshire. Patient believed her husband and doctor plotted to have her committed. Which is probably true. So now we know her name. We actually had to have the computer to come in. I can't believe her name is actually spelled like that. There are so many ways to spell Meryl that is really annoying. At least it came up with that saying, hey, yeah, this is her name. The fact that we can actually look at her books though and it actually tells us this information, I think was enough. We actually had to come down here and do that. So, yeah, now we have her name. We can give her her teapot back. I knew it had something to do with the computer. Forgive me how long it takes me to solve puzzles. I am a little bit out of the game. I'm getting there. Slowly but surely. This video is going on way too long. I should have stopped it a long time ago. Okay. We'll give her this back, and I think we'll call that a day, and then we'll find out what... Oh, I should have done what Mandy Lee was while I was there. I'm being very simple today. I'm just focusing on one puzzle at a time, and I could have focused on multiple. But we can give her back her pot. Hopefully we don't have to look at it again. I had a feeling we have to look at it if we're in her room. Even though we've looked at it like multiple times. Okay, we're back. I think we have the puzzle solved finally now.
Just 1 minute, young man. How do I know that pot is mine?
Oh, do I have to look at it? Really? I hate you.
Malcolm Metcalf?
Don't say that. Just put it there. Put it, please. Put it. Please give it back to her before I actually get crazy.
Just 1 minute, young man. How do I know that pot is mine?
It's yours.
It matches your cups and saucers.
Yes, but many pots look the same. There is something special about my coffee pot, and until you can tell me what it is, I refuse to believe you have truly carried out my request.
It is yours. I just looked at the computer. I've looked at everything around here. Why? Why are you being difficult? Do I have to talk to her? Maybe I have to talk to her. Oh, pfft. Really? Really? You're going to do me dirty? You're gonna do me dirty. Horrible.
Fancy.
Hey, is there anything else I can look at?
They are salves and creams prescribed by some of the finest doctors in the East. I have sensitive skin. Don't! You never know who might be outside watching.
Okay.
They are salves and creams.
I know what they are. What are these? No, we don't need to look at those. Come on, we've looked at everything in here. There's nothing left to look at.
It's from the 1929 Paris exhibit.
This is her bed.
A woman of breeding does not discuss her sleeping arrangements.
I don't understand.
The inscription reads, Meryl, this should keep you up a few nights. Love, Wendy.
A gift from my sister. Her sense of humor can only be described as macabre.
I don't understand. We've read and looked at everything here. I don't know why I can't give it to her.
Yes, Oliver?
That's odd. Usually I haven't had a problem with that before. I don't think there's any other items here.
The pots come from Prinish Abbey, near Painswick in England.
Oh wait, I think... Look in coffee pot.
Nothing in there.
I think we can...
It's empty.
Can we go look at coffee pot? Can we look at the top of it? Is there something to look at the top?
M.M.
Please don't tell me.
Malcolm
He
Metcalf?
does keep saying Malcolm Metcalf, and I don't know why he's saying that. There. This doesn't make sense. I found everything
Just
about it.
1 minute, young man. How do I know that pot is mine?
Okay. I think maybe we should stop here. I don't know what's going on. Why it's not.
My father gave me that
Allowing.
locket on my 16th birthday. He died only a week later.
It's morbid. Again, with everything.
Huh. Liquid eyeliner.
It's liquid eyeliner. If we shake it, we can give it to, what's her name? I don't know. I think we should come back next time with this, because for some reason it's not initiating it. I know it has the computer in the two books. It should align fine, but it's not. So, I will see you guys next time. I apologize for this really drawn out video.